Hello, welcome. You are listening to Dr. Sushma Singh. Today in Unit 18, Tribe and Caste, let us start our lecture with Hinduization. It is thus apparent that tribes have been described as caste more for the aspect of Hinduization than Sanskritization. Indeed, this seems to be most often than not the basis for describing tribes as caste in the social anthropological literature. And yet, cannot they be described as caste just because they have become Hinduized? Is the process of Hinduization sufficient enough for designating a group as caste? Is it not possible for a tribe to be Hinduized and yet remain outside the caste system? For example, to be governed by the social organizational principles of a tribe rather than of caste. Aspects such as these have either not been given sufficient attention to or have not been overlooked in studies where tribes have been modeled on the caste or the civilization framework. If Hindu society cannot be understood outside the caste society, then transformation of the tribe into caste or Hindu society, as the scholars have been arguing, is problematic. Indeed, the whole argument of the transformation of tribes into caste seems to be misplaced and even erroneous. Theoretically, it is possible to become Hindu in the sense of embracing a form of Hindu faith and practices without becoming part of the Hindu society in the sense of a Hindu social organization, for example, caste. If, on the other hand, Hindu society and caste organization are inseparable, then Hinduization alone cannot account for the transformation of the tribe into caste. In fact, there are other aspects to which sociologists and social anthropologists need to give some attention. These are aspects such as whether tribes actually become part of the structure of the caste society after they have taken to the process of Hinduization or Sanskritization. What caste name do they bear, and what defined position do they occupy in the caste hierarchy? It is also not clear whether the groups involved in the process occupy the same position or they are hierarchical arrangement among them, as they have been the case with the untouchable. Also, what caste role do they assume, say, in villages where both tribes and caste coexist, as in most villages of Chota Nagpur where caste group like Banyas, Brahmins, Rajput and others live in the same village as tribals. In fact, the nature and kind of interaction tribe enter into with the caste members of the society is governed more by market and economic dependence than that of purity pollution. Further, their life in the village continue to be grounded on the principle of kinship bonds and absence of hierarchical orders. In short, tribes do not enter into any kind of social, cultural and ritual dependence with the caste structure of the society even after acculturation into the Hindu belief system and practices. It is doubtful then if it is appropriate to study people described as tribes from the perspective of the caste structure. This, however, is precisely what the anthropologists have done. They have tried to find caste where it does not exist. In examining the question of transformation of tribe into caste, it is not enough to limit the discussion only to the relationship between the tribes and the caste society. There is also a need to look into how tribes themselves perceived identified and related themselves with the caste society. How did tribes perceive themselves after they have taken to certain aspects of Hindu beliefs and practices? Did they perceive and identify themselves as tribes or as castes? The important way through which tribes took recourse to the process of Hinduization or Sanskritization are what anthropologists have described as the religious or cultural movement. The movement has been more popularly described as the Bhagat movement among the tribes. In fact, despite the process of Hinduization and Sanskritization, tribes do not set aside one section of themselves as caste and another as tribe. They are not treated as those having moved away from the status of the tribes. Rather, tribes are categorized into different groups depending on the type of religious values they have taken recourse to mold their lives. They are therefore differently described as the Christians, Bhagat, and Sarnars, etc. It is interesting to note that tribes, even when they have been Hinduized, do not describe themselves as Hindu but as Bhagats. It is outsiders, census officials, and anthropologists who have tended to describe them as Hindu. Anthropologists too have even been prone to describe them as castes. Tribes, however, do not identify and designate themselves as belonging to different castes in the sense used and understood by the outsiders and the social scientists. Nowhere is this aspect of distinctive identity more glaring than in the movements launched by the tribes, especially pertaining to autonomy, land, forest, and employment. In these movements, the divide between the caste and tribe have been relatively sharp, and yet tribes that have been Hinduized have shown solidarity with the group described as tribes as against those of the caste categories. In short, the process of Hinduization is necessary but not sufficient for tribes to be integrated into the structure of the Hindu society, the caste society. To be integrated, tribes must be drawn to the social organization of the caste system, which is by and large not an empirical reality. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.